Classic Guards Red.
I bring gifts. I am bringing to you guys and you a 2025 Porsche 911.
Wait a minute, is this what would be considered the new 992 dot?
Two. Yes, it's a 992.2. It is just the base. It's not the GTS. It's not any of that
Wait a minute,
stuff.
we can't review it. The only thing that people review is the GTS.
Because it has all the hybrid stuff,
we gotta
yes.
bring it back. Let's bring it back.
But, so we're going to look at the base model and see what is so much better about this one.
So there are a lot of amazing things about the 992.2 that will blow your mind. Starting off with two things that I think are very cool. It does have a twin turbo setup, but it takes the twin turbos from the outgoing GTS and it takes the intercoolers from the outgoing turbo.
Wait.
So basically, this is a base Carrera turbo GTS.
Okay, it makes 388 horsepower, has 338 pound-feet of torque, it has a 3-liter flat six, it does 0 to 60 because this specific one has Sport Chrono package in 3.7 seconds. It weighs 3,340 something pounds. What else figure did he make me shove in this brain to spout back to you guys?
There is a lot of them, but here's what you're gonna find out. The base Carrera is something that you definitely want to look at because it's far from base.
We have made a video on if the base Carrera is enough before, and it is. And guess what? This one, I'm pretty confident is not going to disappoint.
The only problem with the base Carrera is that you cannot get it in the beloved manual gearbox. You have to go to a Carrera T for that.
But you know where this one's available at?
Porsche St. Paul.
It is.
Head to Porsche St. Paul for all of your Porsche needs, or all the, and like they have a whole bunch of other stuff too, but especially Porsche needs. This right now is available on their showroom. If you're looking at a new 911 that you don't have to order and wait 6 months to a year for,
or if you're looking to order a 911, wait 6 months to a year for it, but you want something in the meantime, there's also this.
And this is the great family truck store because they selected the $0 option to put the rear seats back in it. So,
wait, are you telling me that you should buy a family truckster?
I mean, I might not select seats.
I think if this video gets 5,000 likes,
500 likes,
500 likes, you heard it here, he will buy it. Oh, I like this.
I really like this too, and we say this all the time because we genuinely drive these cars a bit slower than their intended purpose, right?
Yes.
This car is super fun at 30 or 40 miles an hour.
So I was listening to you, but then I didn't hear what you were about to say, and then I heard it. I'm sure it's a lot of fun at a lot of speed too.
So this car is optioned with the sport exhaust system.
Yep.
I think that's like a $2,500 option.
I don't remember. It's a valved exhaust system, so it makes it pretty nice because if you don't want to wake your whole family up, if you have to wake up before the sun rises, you leave it closed, and then if you want to go have some fun, you can open it up.
So that's 4,000 RPMs at like an eighth of a throttle.
Oh.
So the base, I can't even talk.
The base 911.
The base 911, I know that the GTS is going to be even more spectacular, right? I know that when they make the turbo, it's going to be more spectacular. This is not a base car at all.
It's not. It is base from the Porsche world, but guess what? If you are jumping into the Porsche world, this is more than you would have ever expected.
Yeah, and this one, they have nicely optioned with like the Guards Red steering or
seatbelt.
I can't even talk right now. This is, as far as 911s go, this is one that you want to definitely check out.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
The steering, so this has PASM.
Yep.
And Sport Chrono.
Yep.
So we automatically have really great handling with the car naturally, with those options selected from the factory.
Yeah, but the 911s have great handling regardless.
They do. This steering feel, I'm just getting you back from a couple videos ago. is very tight, very responsive. It is both light and heavy, if that makes sense. Like, maybe that would a better
How
way to
much
say
crack are you smoking?
A better way to say that is it has a perfect steering feel.
Okay. Let's
for
do
a car
that.
that weighs 3,500 pounds,
It's closer to 3,300 than 3,500.
it's you know my numbers. It's very, very agile.
Well, at least our viewers know not to fact check us ever.
We also, on this one right here, this is why I want to head to Porsche St. Paul. If you want to get a 911 today instead of waiting for
This
yours
one.
to come in, this has the front axle lift system. You are
Yes.
saving your front bumper.
Yes.
This one also has lane keep assist, which I just found.
Oh.
Has the sport front fascia. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it has the better looking front bumper.
Cool.
In Sport Plus, and we're not giving her a bunch of beans because
It's new, and we're
literally
not
brand
trying to
new.
break it.
I don't really remember what I was going to say there. Oh, but with the Sport Plus, you get the when it's in automatic mode, the shifting is superb.
Yeah.
When you put it in manual mode, it's just like the absolute most heightened level of PDK shifting that you can ever imagine.
I think he wants you to like this video. 500 of them. We could get 500 views and 500 likes.
I generally am attracted to carmine red if we're looking at reds. This Guards red is spectacular.
Sublime, some might say.
Yeah, I want you to get behind here and talk about how you feel it is to drive in comparison to a 992.1 and even into the 991 range.
Okay.
There are a lot of people out on this Saturday.
There are.
Normally you drive like a grandpa, but today especially.
Well, I'm just going to continue driving like a grandpa in this car.
I love this car even from the passenger seat.
So that's like no throttle, and it gives that. Remember when you talked?
You just about killed a squirrel. We would never hear the end of it from PETA.
Or from Porsche St. Paul after we hit a squirrel with their brand new car. But PETA's the worst one. But you mentioned that the 997 still felt like a classic 911 with the way their power delivery happened. They kind of leaned back ever so slightly because you got to remember all the weight in these cars is in the rear.
Right.
This one, I will say, under slight acceleration, you still get some of that sensation. You get some of that, it pushes you back and it kind of feels like it's kind of squatting down.
All right.
Compared to like the 4 models. We drive a lot of all-wheel drive models, and those models do not do it as much.
Sure.
Because they have a lot of weight on the front axle because it's all-wheel drive.
One thing that I do like about just the 992 range, this hasn't really changed, but you have that, I believe the figure to be 24 inches-ish of screens.
Boy, howdy, that sure is a lot.
And I do, boy howdy, it sure is. I do like the way that is. You do not have a traditional tachometer.
Yep, it's a digital one. And did they do that in the 992.1, or is that?
Yeah, that was also full screen. So we've done that the whole 992 range, right? Here's my thought of the day. When I thought dreaming, okay, what, in all honesty, what do you feel about the body roll?
I will say, I can't feel any body roll, but what I couldn't feel also was a lot of like steering feel. There is a little bit less of that.
Sure.
And this is electric steering, and I'm sure that as time goes on, the steering's getting better, but you're losing some of that feel because all the way back to the hydraulic steering back in the 997 and the 987, those had the best steering feel.
Sure. So I think that's just a sign of the ages, right? Like we are just going away from like a more communicative feel. Like you're losing some of that. But if you're not used to what we're saying, you're not going to know.
Yep. This car, when you turn the steering wheel, guess what? You are going the direction you told it to, though.
So in my dreamland of ordering a new 911,
Yep.
I would say I wouldn't put the back seats back in. Because now with the 2025s, you have to select if you want seats or not. It's a $0 option, but it standardly comes with no back seats. I do think that I like the back seats being in there. What do you think?
I just like this car.
Okay, so here's like the question that every Porsche enthusiast is asking. Is the PDK good enough, or do you need to bump up to the Carrera T and have your gears? I know we haven't spent a lot of time with this car.
I'm content with the PDK because guess what? This car, since it has the PDK, it makes it feel faster than it is because 388 horsepower, albeit is a lot, it isn't a lot in the sports supercar world. So having the PDK makes up for that a little bit, and it feels a little bit faster.
I agree with that. Is there anything about this new car that you do not like?
I do wish it had an actual tachometer, but that was the same with the 992.1.
You know how I referenced before how you get the intercoolers out of the turbo and the turbos out of the GTS?
Yep.
Here's one cool thing about this. Excuse my hand. But right there, that red button, that is what do they call that button?
Push to pass.
So that gives you extra boost.
Yep. It overboosts the system so that you pass at a greater speed, let's say.
Which is a really fun option. Let's get on the outside of this, give them our final thoughts, but I don't know if I want to give this car back. There's been a few cars in my life that's happened to, and this is definitely one of them.
500 likes.
So there you have the brand new 2025 base Porsche 911, and it is anything but base.
I did find something I disliked about it when I got to the point where I was turning it off. This is the first time I've had to click a button on a 911 to turn it off. Why would they have chosen to do that instead of the key when they keep it in the same spot? I think it's cool to have a button when you're driving other cars when they put it on the steering wheel in some flashy place. But this one's in the very boring, like, historic position. I would rather have a key.
I'll give you that. I'm glad that they kept it on the left.
Yes.
To keep with the Le Mans
history,
right? There isn't another bad thing that I can say about this 2025 base Carrera. It has enough horsepower. Like, our magic number is 400, right?
So you're missing 12.
Yeah, so we're like really close to that. The interior is amazing. The screens, I've gotten so used to them, so that 24 inches of screen or 28 inches, whatever that is.
Boy, howdy.
It's very refreshing, but yet familiar. The body lines on the .2 are great. The rear tail lights, it's a great addition.
Yep. I love this car. If you think you might love it too, make sure you go to Porsche St. Paul so you can look at it and probably spend your dinero and purchase it.
But before you purchase it, get 500 likes and then I'll purchase it.
You really want it, don't you?
This is really nice. It is one of the nicest 911s I've driven. Every 911 is the nicest 911 I've driven, but this definitely deserves a spot in a garage.
It is the best 911 we have driven from the point of view of just being a great cohesive car.
Yes, it is a very good package.
Yes.
For not a really, it is a ton of money, but it's not a ton of money when you're talking about Porsches, right?
No.
So thank you guys so much. Thank you so much to Porsche St. Paul. Without them, our dreams would not be a reality. Awkward high five.
Make sure you go check out their website, and then after that, come back to our video. Make sure you click the like and comment and subscribe and all that stuff, but make sure you go to their website because they enable us to give you this content.
I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon thrashing with this thing. You can stay here.
So, did we get 500 likes already or something?